everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Foxy and this is Foxy Books and Planning. Today I'm going to attempt to fully kit up a new painting. I wasn't quite ready to do this yet, but I decided to pull the trigger because I wanted this ready to go for the new Netflix show that starts in December. But I wanted to get it kitted up now. So, like, the minute the show launches, I'm ready to go. So this is one of my Witcher pictures. I did feature it on accident in a video I just filmed about the new diamond painting logbook application, which I will link up somewhere in here. So this is actually going to be my diamond paint along for the month, as I want to show you guys how I kit up and the full process start to finish. So I'm hoping I can get this done in the next hour. But we'll see, because there are 44 colors to this picture. It is a huge painting. I'll see if I can cut the section out of my diamond painting inventory sort of haul video I did way back when in March, to kind of show you guys what this actually looks like. But here is the picture itself. Okay. And so this is a 100 by 55 painting, so it's absolutely huge. 44 colors, and it's from Kufwkey Offical Store on AliExpress. And so I'm going to work on kitting it up. The supplies I need for kitting up is I need my diamond painting containers, which are here. My spare containers, which are off screen, kind of up here in my diamond painting supplies bucket. The drills, the inventory sheet, and then a series of vinyl removable stickers and a Sharpie. The removable mats, or the removable vinyl stickers, are from Sweet Kawaii Designs. These are actually from her monthly ultimate kits that she does as a subscription. I used to get these every month, and I use half of the sticker for each container. So with that, let's jump into this. So the first thing I need to do is to figure out which colors I have that I've already got containers for. And this means this guy is probably going to have to be completely emptied, because I have been using kind of the side area over here for storage, which means I'm going to have to go back to my handy dandy little bin. Also, because I didn't get to show you and I'm not doing a traditional paint along this month, this is a brand new diamond pen I bought recently. I bought it from a polymer clay store on Etsy. I actually saw it in a different YouTuber's diamond paint along video, and I was like, a purple fox pen, sold. So I will include the link to the store in the description below, and if I can find the video where I saw this, I will also link that video down below. But so what I do when my containers are filled is I use the little bag that the diamond painting tools come in from Diamond Art Club, which is kind of a more high quality finally bag to store my tools. And both my wax pieces and the edge tape. So that will go off to the side. And then I have my waist boats. Alright, let's see. This guy goes to Yang Yang. And this guy goes to London Bridge. I am keeping my waste piles separate going forward because I do want to be able to show you guys my overall wastage at the end of how many drills I end up throwing out and how much wax I end up using. So there are my containers. So the first thing I'm going to do is dump, after I've done all of this kind of setup work, is dump this out. And start by trying to find some of the colors that I've got in my containers. So let's see, 154. That's 154? That is indeed 154. Alright, I'm supposed to have 16 bags. 1, 2. Alright, so I know that I'm going to need, because this is my current container of 154, and I know this is going to be way too small. So I'm going to color it up, as the gamblers say. I'm actually going to see if I can fit them all in here to begin with. If not, I'm going to have to go up to the really big size, and I want to avoid those if possible because I know I've got some where I've got like 65 bags or 22 bags that I want to save those big ones for because I don't have as many of the big containers as I do this size. So I'm going to start with that. And so the first thing I'm going to do is peel the sticker off. And I'm actually going to rewrite the sticker because the Sharpie has kind of faded. So peel my sticker off. Transfer to the new container. And then because I have these drills, which are of a different quality than these, I'm actually going to try and pour as many of these out first and then dump this on top. So I also forgot, you will need a pair of scissors. Unless you are lucky and you're doing like a Kufwkey piece that it's just kind of little bags and you pick it and dump. Alright, the other thing is my boat. This is the boat I normally use to place drills. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start 2 at a time because I don't know how much backup I have. And so I pour it into the boat and then the boat goes into the thingamabob, the container. Because that way I don't have to worry about spillage as much. If things are sticky or having issues coming out, I can kind of tap them into the boat as I'm doing it. And this is going to take a lot of time, so I'll probably try and speed some segments up so you don't have to watch me do every one of these by hand. But so the general idea is I'm going to try and fit as many of the maroons in as possible, dump my older box of maroons on top, and then my extras will go in the extras bin, or the extras bag. And so the idea is, because I know I need to save those really big containers for some of my other drill colors, is that, so I can fill containers up as I go, And so I'm trying to get as many in, and then as I run out, I can go to that extra drill bag and pull out more bags of whatever color I need. One of the things I tried on an older painting, the train one that I ended up throwing out, was the plan was that I was going to use stuff kind of words. And as things emptied, I would keep the extra drills that didn't fit in the bag that corresponded. And that way I could kind of keep track to say these drills go to this painting. Let's see. I'll probably get another 2 bags in. And I am going to have leftovers from the projects I'm currently working on, so if I end up using up extras instead of emptying my bags, that's totally fine. And then I've got bags ready in case anybody needs them, anybody wants them, and I know you totally just saw me do it directly in. So let's see. I don't mind putting an older Kufwkey bag on top, but I think this is going to be just enough. Oh yeah, perfect. And with these containers, if they're overfilled, they don't close easily, but sometimes you get lucky and they'll just fit. And I'm just going to leave that guy standing, and then these guys will go back in the Witcher bag in case I need them. But so 16 at 2, you get 3,200. So I'm definitely not going to need 1 bag, but that's just a safety precaution. So 161. Oh, that's a lot of 161. It's the same amount, but less of the old color. No. So I'm going to repeat the same process again. And if I find any errant drills, they're going to go in my runaway drill container, which is just an old pill bottle. So first, transfer my sticker. Number 2. So how many? 1, 2, well, that also had more. So let's try, I'll do 4 bags at a time and see how that goes. One of the other tricks with this I found is to kind of shake them a little bit in one direction. So you force all of the drills towards one edge of the bags and then cut all the tops off. And it makes it so much easier to get these guys out than trying to do it 1 bag at a time. And that way you can also just kind of tip them over and dump them. It does make you feel a little funny, and it does make some fun sounds. But I really do think it's probably one of the faster ways of doing this. At least that I've seen, and I haven't seen that many people kit up. So let's do another 4. So pull my 4 off, put them up, shake them like a Polaroid, cut the top off into the container. And I did that because I had a couple of drills that were caught in that top area regardless. Drop. And every once in a while you will get static and things where you maybe don't cut the top off the bag as perfectly as you wanted to, and it takes a little bit of help. There's 2. Maybe even fit 1,000 in that tiny one. So for those of you who didn't see, in my review I did of the diamond painting logbook application for Android, one of my things was that it had this setting where you could list all of your colors, how many bags were sent, and then it had full bags and partial bags remaining, so like how many bags are left over. And I was trying to figure out how I would use that, because I use these particular little things and I don't just, do 1 packet at a time. I kind of dump all the packets at once. So I was trying to figure out how many diamonds actually fit in these containers. And yes, I'm probably going to cut through some drills doing this, but that's okay. That's why we do real-time quality control when we're doing our diamond paintings. So I was trying to figure out how many diamonds each container will hold, so I could kind of eyeball it. So I'm going to go with the large but not jumbo containers probably hold about 4,000 diamonds, give or take. Because 16 bags is approximately 3,200 and I just dumped more on top. So there's that. And I'm going to take a quick run to my trash can and then look for the next one, which is 165. So I don't have an existing container of 165. What I'm going to do quickly is double check in my stash, because some of these I didn't take the stickers off. So I can kind of tell if I need a new container or not. I should use that for trash. So I don't have 169. So the first thing will be to take our handy dandy sticker and write 165 on it. I swear to God, I'm so half-minded sometimes. 165. And now I've got to find my 2 bags of 165. Definitely not 165. Yellowy color. 165. Kind of a muted chartreuse. Is that even a thing? So same process. Empty them in. Move the trash. Dump your bin. And then this guy I'm just gonna set to the side because I'm gonna need to rejig my containers as well to fit everything, if everything is even going to fit. I might need a third box, which is a little insane. I was trying to keep myself to 2 boxes, but this is what happens when I get multiple paintings at the same time because I'm impatient. 225. I should have, no, but I should have one with a sticker on it. Maybe. 225. I do have one with a sticker on it. 4 bags of 225, and it's a pink, light pink. Haha, 225, light pink. And so with the existing containers with stickers, I'm just going to open them up and do the same thing. And so with that, I'm going to speed this up so you guys don't have to watch me do each color, and we'll see how long this takes. And if it takes a super long time, I will do a regular diamond paint along for this month and probably talk about supermarkets like I was going to. Oh, I can actually move to a smaller container. Yay, space. Oh, okay. So I did want to say the other thing that I can also do as I'm going along is if something's in a bigger container than it needs to be, for example, 775 is barely filled. So if I have more 775, which I don't, I can actually upgrade or downgrade the size of this container, and I might actually just downgrade it anyway while I'm here, so I have a bigger container available for something else. But doing this also allows me to kind of up and down, kind of modulate the size of the containers I'm using and make the most efficient use of all of my containers. Back to the sped up version. Okay, I give up. I'm gonna try and talk to y'all as I do this and not be a complete twit. 469. No, that's 939, isn't it? Yeah, that is. 469, look at that. So part of the reason that I wanted to kit this guy up now is, one, I really wanted to kit this guy up just to show you guys how I kit, because this is going to be this is my next project. I've already decided. But with that, part of the reason I chose this as my next project is that, one, I'm a huge fan of the Witcher video games by CD Projekt Red, and two, the Netflix series based on the original novels is coming out soon. I believe it's like mid-December, kind of right in time for Christmas. But so I wanted to have this guy kitted up and ready to go so that once the show airs or the show is available, I can basically diamond paint this while I watch the show. I've never done anything like that before, but I thought it would be kind of a fun way to do a diamond painting, is doing it while watching a show that it's based on. I also had a similar idea because I have a bunch of words. 100. What is the thing I am looking for? I have a bunch of Marvel diamond paintings, that was the word, that are in my lineup that I wanted to do as well once I finished everything else. So I think now, because I'm just completely out, like going insane trying to find like specific bags, I'm just gonna pick stuff up. I'm going to only do up to 900, and if I've got stuff, I've got stuff, and if I don't, I don't. And I already know for 939, all my 939s are going back in bags because my 939 jumbo box is already full and barely used, which irritates me greatly. All right, let's see. Those are less than 9. But anyway, yeah, so the Witcher series starts soon. I'm really excited to watch it. I'm really excited to have a Witcher diamond painting to do while I watch it. Nines. No. Sorry, I'm just trying to quickly sort out all my 9s from my non-9s. Ah, I finally found 500. Go figure. So I'm just going to deal with the ones I've got right here for now. 500? 500. But so I have part of the reason I'm so excited, encapsulating this whole thing, is the primary reason I'm so excited is I played / am still playing the CD Projekt Red Witcher 3 video game for the Xbox One. It is taking me forever to finish because I'm a completionist. I want to do every achievement, every mission, and get the best possible ending. So for example, with my current playthrough that I've done, I actually worked really hard to make sure I got an ending where, spoiler alert, please insert spoiler alert noise or something here. I worked really hard to get an ending where Ciri would live, and my goal was for Ciri to live and be Empress of Nilfgaard. Or no, yes. That was the ending I ended up getting, was that Ciri became Empress of Nilfgaard, which you had to get through a very specific series of quests and choices and dialogue things or decisions that got made. And I got to the point where I actually beat the game. I got the ending I did not want of all endings. And so I actually went back and replayed from the section where I made a mistake, because I could, and I had figured out where I had made the mistake. So I actually went back and replayed the ending to get the good ending. But a little more on that. So part of the reason it's taken me so long is I'm a completionist and I want to do every quest, every question mark, every unknown, everything. Do all of the quests to the best of my ability, get all of the things, play all of the Gwent. I'm gonna link the girlfriend's review of watching boyfriend play Witcher, because that was my boyfriend or my spouse and I doing that, but in the reverse of him watching me play, and all I did was play Gwent. And he was really irritated because he didn't understand the point of Gwent, and I managed to get all of the cards and max out everything and win all of the things, and he was just like, and what was the point of that again? I'm like, because it was an achievement. But regardless, part of the reason it's taken me so long is that when I started playing as soon as we bought an Xbox. It was the first video game I had purchased for myself other than a Pokemon game when I was a child. And I no longer have those Pokemon games because my mom and dad sold them back to GameStop almost immediately after I purchased them. But regardless, okay, now I'm just being picky. That's gonna be a big guy. But so anyway, I started playing Witcher like as soon as I got home. We got it installed and I was playing and did not stop playing for a significant amount of time. And my first game got corrupted. So originally when the game released, there was a glitch where if you saved your game and exited at a very specific point in a very specific quest, it triggered a system error where you would get the loading screen of death. So your game would no longer load and you would only be able to see a load screen. Drove me nuts. Absolutely bonkers. So I ended up having to restart because I couldn't access any of my previous save points at that point because my boyfriend had been playing as well at the same time. So I didn't want to pick up his game because his game was not the game that I wanted to play. So I ended up starting completely over. Flash forward to 6 months after this, I come home, my boyfriend's been playing on his day off while I was at work, and he accidentally saved over my game. And I was fairly far into the game at this point. I had put in hours and hours and hours doing everything that I wanted to do in the correct way. And he saved over my game. And understandably, I was a little pissed. But anyway, so I ended up starting over a second time. And the more times I started over, the easier it was to get back to where I was. Because if you'd been playing for a really long time, you get used to the controls and the storylines, and you know kind of all of the things that you didn't know the first time around. So it was like, okay, I need to go here, I need to talk to this person about this, and then I need to go over here and talk about this. And then I need to go over here, and I need to be careful what I say, because if I do this, that means I've got to sneak into the castle, and that means I got to go this way, which I don't want to do because it's a pain in the butt. But so the replays got faster, and so I only had to reboot twice, thank goodness. And at this point, my boyfriend has played through 90% of the game, and he is stuck in the final expansion pack, which is the Blood and Wine expansion pack. He accidentally found himself in a fight that he wasn't ready to fight, and he can't back out of it. Like, there's no way to go back once you've started that confrontation, so he just keeps dying, and he's really, really irritated with it. But so he's completely given up on his game, and so it's really just my game left, and I'm in the first expansion pack, which is Heart of Stone. And I've gotten to a point where I'm just doing all of the sunken treasure in Skellige, because the next story quest I have is one where you basically do Ocean's 11 in a auction house, and I absolutely hate that quest. I watched my boyfriend play through it. I was like, this is the world's stupidest quest. I don't want to do it. I just want to skip, but I can't skip, and thus I am in a quite pickle of a situation. We're going to see if I can fit them all in here. 924. But that is where I am now in the game. Also on the side, I've been reading the actual books that everything is based on. The Andrzej Sapkowski? Andrzej Sapkowski. And I'm working on another one right now. So I've read The Last Wish, which is a series of short stories about The Witcher. The Witcher, Geralt. I guess I should actually tell you some of the characters, right? So, in The Witcher, the main character is Geralt of Rivia, and he is a Witcher, which is a creature of magic, so to speak. So he was human, and he was taken by the Witchers to be trained to be a Witcher, which is a person with certain magical and fighting abilities who wanders around from town to town offering their services as a sellsword to get rid of town monsters. And they normally only do this for a couple months out of the year. But in this particular world, well, in the books, they only do it a couple months a year. It's not really clear, at least in the third game. I haven't played the other two games. I tried playing the second game and wanted to cry because the controls were completely different. But regardless, so, and then a couple of important supporting characters. There's Yennefer, who is Geralt's love, Lady Love. She is back up. So, Witchers become Witchers because they are taken as children by an older Witcher from a family as payment for services rendered. So it's kind of an old-fashioned medieval thing where people would ask for payment, and it's called the payment of surprise, I want to say. There's surprise in the title, where basically a Witcher says to somebody, when they ask about how they're going to pay because they don't have any money, he says, well, take me home and I will take the first thing that greets me at the door. And normally it's a child. And so the Witchers will take that child as payment and take them back to the Witcher stronghold of Kaer Morhen in the far north of the fictional world and raise it to be a Witcher. When they complete their Witcher training, they go through something called the Trial of Grasses, where they are imbued with several magical potions that mutate them into uber fighting forces, so they're able to use magic, and they're able to ingest elixirs and decoctions and things, and it gives them a fighting chance against these monsters. Another way to put it is they're very similar to the Jedi, except instead of it being like in order to protect the galaxy, it's we're a bunch of sellswords whose goal is to kill all the monsters. So also characters in the story, there is Yennefer, who is Geralt's lady love. She is one of the sorceresses and a member of the Wizards' Council. And if I remember, no, she's not part of Volta's court. That's Philippa. But she's a witch, wizard, sorceress. She's called a sorceress in the games. In the books, it gets a little weird. They call them witches and wizards and sorcerers, and it's very confusing. But I think that's more of the I'm reading in translation. But anyway, Yennefer is his lady love, and they get together kind of on accident. And then there's a short story that explains that the Witcher does a job involving a genie, and the genie gives him one wish as payment for whatever he did. And Geralt's one wish is to be with Yennefer forever. And so one of the subplots of the books is do Geralt and Yennefer really love each other, or is it just this Jinn's spell that's making her stay in particular? Then there's also Cirilla, who is Geralt's ward. She is a princess, and depending on the book, the book or the game, it's different. In the books, she's a princess of Sintra, which is a northern kingdom. And in the video games, she's a princess of Nilfgaard, I want to say. Yes, Nilfgaard, because she's King Vizimir's daughter, or Emperor Vizimir's daughter. Regardless, she's very important. She's what they call a child of elder blood, which means she's a descendant of elves, because there are elves and dwarves and things, as always seem to happen in such things. Oh dear. Five, 7, so 3s, 6. Got all the whites. Those are 3. Those are 3. But anyway, Ciri is a child of the Elder Blood, and she has kind of mysterious powers that nobody's really quite sure what they are, how they work, or what she's doing, and if she's even aware if she's doing it. And who else is there? Trying to remember. Dandelion is another kind of important character. He is a bard of Oxenfurt, which is kind of an equivalent of Cambridge or Oxford, hence Oxford. That is a center of learning. But he kind of is the started reading the books that The Witcher is based on. So I've read The Last Wish, which is a series of short stories that kind of introduce you to the characters and some of the important things that happen. It actually has a lot of the stuff that happens in the first Witcher game in it, that it's recognizable. And I'm currently working on Blood of Elves, which is the first book in the Witcher series. Though The Last Wish is sometimes considered the first book, but for Blood of Elves is considered the actual first book by the author. And I've been wanting to read them for a while, but the show kind of put me over the edge, because the show has Andrzej Sapkowski as a producer, and so they're going to follow his books to the letter as opposed to the game, because the game, as popular and wildly successful as they have been, Andre doesn't see them as actual canon material. He sees it as a elaborate fan fiction. Kind of like how George R. R. Martin kind of sees fan fiction, is he kind of looks down on it as not real because he didn't have a hand in it. And just kind of using his characters and general ideas as opposed to something else. The first book, I will say, is a little slow. I definitely like The Last Wish a lot more. Because right now, it is hilarious. Because you get to see more of some of the minor characters, like Triss, who's another one of the sorceresses, a couple of the other witchers. I can actually fit in a smaller thing. Do I have any smaller things? Yes! Huzzah! But there are some hilarious conversations involved in that. In particular, I was telling my significant other, who has been meaning to read the books but hasn't yet, that there's a really great conversation really early on where Triss happens to be at Kaer Morhen when the Witchers are wintering there, and they're training Ciri in the ways of witchering, where she and Ciri are talking, and Ciri's kind of talking to her about girl stuff. And Triss gets really upset with the Witchers that they don't seem to understand what women have to go through on a monthly basis, and kind of rips them a new one for making Ciri train through that period of the month. And the Witchers are all kind of like, what? And then Triss kind of goes off on them because they're also feeding Ciri these mushroom and herb teas from mushrooms and herbs that are found around Kaer Morhen. And Triss kind of goes off on them about you could be basically messing with Ciri's growth and development. Stop it. I don't want you giving her any more of this stuff because we don't know what it will do to her. And Ciri is important for the future of all mankind, etc., etc. So that's all I have time for right now. I'm going to work for a couple more minutes, sped up, and then I will continue this probably tomorrow, but y'all will just see a jump cut, and it will be tomorrow. Until then, have a good night. Bye. Hi, so this is Editing Fox here. So I discovered as I was editing that I never actually filmed the third portion of this video where I actually finished doing the various sortings and whatnot. So the first picture that you're going to see is a picture of my completed kitting. So I did manage to fit all of the drills for my 3 current paintings. That's London Bridge, the Owl, and this Witcher painting all into the 2 containers I normally use. There is a little bit of excess space just because of how I arrange my drills in DMC order, excuse me. And I'm actually really proud of this. The second picture you're going to see is a picture of my new storage one. So I did actually end up ordering a new bead storage solution, Elizabeth Ward, Dorcia, whatever you want to call it, major or empty container, and some more extra large and large containers so that I could put my leftover drills in there. Now, I didn't have all the room I needed for all of my leftover drills, so the little bags that you see laying on top of the little boxes are leftover drills that only have maybe 50 to 100 drills, maybe 150 total in there. So I have all of my extra drills in an easily identifiable quick view area in case I need them or somebody on one of the Facebook groups needs them, and so I can easily assess and send stuff if I need to. With that, that is the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments below if this is something you'd like to see more of and what you would like me to do in future diamond paint-alongs. I think my November one is going to be the discussion I had planned for this month, which is about all the different grocery stores in the Triangle and kind of my opinions on which ones are best. And with that, I will talk to you all in another video. Have a good rest of your day. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you all later. Bye.